Hi, this is Sean. My mom wanted to use the TV, and that will be a distraction, so I moved it into my room over here. So let's just move on from where we left off. Let's start it with a quote, because Carl Sagan was actually his professor, which was really badass. He said, this was quoted from him, but we've got to do more with less. Basically, things need to be more efficient. We need to get more input than output. Or, fuck it. And of course he made jokes about Chinese people being hippies when it comes to, you know, every workplace that there's actually a solar panel chimney, which was pretty interesting, which gives them free heat and whatnot. He went through an entire charade of like always saying like, hey man, like you need to do this, man, and you can get filthy rich. It can change the world. So yeah, he kind of repeated repetition, but for me that repetition didn't work out so well for me, but okay, he said a lot of things. This is the thing about the efficiency part, which we'll get into further and further in this discussion. He showed us a clip of McDonald's. Now McDonald's, if y'all know, if you ever watch Family Guy, no. Gilbert Gottfried, you asshole. There was this particular McDonald's where a hamburger, think about a McDonald's hamburger. It's 49 cents at this one store. Guess how much it is for a salad? $10. $10. And so he was like, what the hell? It's like, doesn't it take more work, time, effort, and power and force? You know, I'm using all these physics equations. But doesn't it take more time to feed cows and, you know, they can kill them, make sure they're, you know, they're homegrown, and then, you know, make the patties and whatnot. How easy it is to make a salad, and they sell for $10. What the hell? It's like, what the hell? It's like McDonald's, like even after Super Size Me, they actually dropped the Super Size Meal, which was pretty powerful stuff. And then he also comes to say that his house has 4 kilowatts of solar energy panels, which he's big on solar panel. He actually has a Nissan Leaf. He's that rich that he can get a Nissan Leaf. He's like, oh, we all need to have Nissan Leafs. It's like, not every fucking person is gonna have Nissan Leafs, alright? We're still dependent on gasoline because they're fucking cheap. Okay, right now electric cars are so goddamn expensive because they think that this is like futuristic shit here, and so they garbage the price up to like $47,000. It's like, what the hell? You're making us pay like half an apartment, like actually owning an apartment, just to have a Nissan Leaf or a Chevrolet Volt or whatever. But you know, like the idea of it's okay, but still. He actually does have a watch, which is actually also solar power, and he come to say that it's about 10% efficient, which pretty interesting. He never has to wind it. That's pretty cool. Because of the solar panel, here's a good thing. His solar panels, his electric bill was $7.20. $7. He just sacrificed a hamburger with, you know, a side of salad for 1 month of electricity, which is fucking badass. My parents, their electricity bill goes up to like 140. Worse, like 200 in the summer. So, what a lucky asshole. I know I shouldn't say that about one of my favorite idols, but I kid. But still, $7.20 on an electric bill. And then he jokes that his landlord actually now raised the price to $10. So I was like, ooh, $10. But Yeah, and he said the watch was also from Macy's, which was pretty interesting. So basically, everything is about the sun. No, not the sun, the Earth, and how it's changing significantly. Um, yeah, now I'm just going over the fucking place, you know. But he also had an analogy that, you know, our Earth is like a grain of sand. And out of all the sand is all the other stars, which was pretty interesting. We're a small speck, and we need to get out more. I guess that's what he's trying to do. So, the thing I got from him is that we need to be more like Cowboy Bebop, you know. But you know, that's going to cost a lot of money and a lot of effort, and people just don't give a shit. They just care about their drug cartels and their ruling their country and fighting rebels. And that's all people care about these days. Or Jersey Shore. That's all people care. No, and there was also some questions, and he's like, why are people stop trying? It's like everything I've been saying. He said that people stop trying making these good shows. That's why he doesn't want to make another Bill Nye the Science Guy, because these days, he said if he was a producer, he would spend more money on Bill Nye the Science Guy. But people don't care about that type of program. They care about the other programs that, you know, are reality shows, which, you know, it's less to make, but they get more views because people don't know what the people don't know what they're watching, so they're like, ah, this is good. So, okay, so, geez, this thing is crooked. Yes, mind my messy bed. I normally clean it before I go to bed every day, but my final synopsis of Bill Nye the Science Guy is that he was everything that I hoped he would be. It was nice to be like pretty close to the guy. I was about 4 seats back the first time. I was pretty close, and actually, some guy during the keynote, they got to ask questions to him again, and some guy like asked him for his autograph, and he was like, "Ooh, man, like there's like a couple of thousand people, so that just takes time." And so yeah, that understood, but he did give him a handshake, so that guy got a handshake from Bill Nye the Science Guy. It's like, wow. Yeah, yeah, I remember my teacher from 10th grade, she had a picture of herself with Bill Nye the Science Guy. Like, I was like maybe 20 feet away from the guy, while my teacher was like 2 inches. But oh well, I didn't get a picture, I didn't get an autograph, I didn't get a handshake, but at least I got to, you know, get to see him in person, which was badass. He's really not that old, which I was surprised. He didn't look old. He didn't look like he was out of shape. He's in good shape. He actually does hiking a lot, and he does bike riding. Like, he supports bike riding. That's one of his favorite things to do. That's what someone asked him. And he's like, I like to ride bikes. And people were cheering because, you know, riding bikes is pretty awesome. So. But yeah, I was surprised he went to UTA. Quite understandably, the entire show sold out in the first 5 minutes that they were selling the tickets, because it was released to the public. Not just UTA students, but UTA students had an easier time getting to those tickets. So the discussion though was only for UTA students and faculty, which I was able to come. And like I said, I got lucky with the keynote that I was able to be there. So if I were to rate this this keynote, I will give it a 9. It was really good. My bias is like, it's like, okay, yeah, you gotta do this, you gotta do this, and you gotta buy a Nissan Leaf. But it was a lot more than that. He's still trying to do what Al Gore tried to do, because I'm guessing Bill Nye just watched The Unconventional Truth. Like, it took him this long to actually see that movie, and he's like, oh, I'll make a keynote out of that. But he had a lot of good information. being informational and everything. He used a lot of repetition. He used a lot of soliloquies. He used a lot of comparisons. He had a lot of jokes. Like, the guy's a comedian. He was pretty funny, but if you were expecting something from... Which, for me, a negative would be that, he was kinda... His jokes were very adult. So if you have that little kid inside, it's like, oh my god, Bill Nye! Oh, he's gonna have that same zany, persona that he had in the Science Guy show. No, not really. He was, he had a lot of adult humor in some things. He talked about, like, he started doing swing dancing. He started taking swing lessons. And he said that if any guy can, harness 3 months, if they can survive 3 months of swing dancing, any girl will just want to be touched. He said those exact words. Girls will be begging you for them to be touched by you if you know how to swing dance. And there was a lot of laughs. It was pretty interesting. And then, of course, on my question, he was talking about, like, well, if you were the king of the jungle, it's like blah, 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 blah. And then he come later say, he's like, well, where I'm from, it rains a lot, so we don't have a lot of problem with water. And it's like, yeah, you're kind of taking my question half seriously, half a joke. But I really didn't care. I was unprepared. I didn't know what to ask. I had other ideas in mind, but they didn't come up in this one. First of all, I hate my English class. I hate it. I hate English class because it's not really English class. It's basically like a theory of knowledge class with the 3,200 page essay due that semester, which I fucking hate it, hate it, hate it. It's not English class anymore. English class is not English class anymore, and it fucking pisses me off. But she made us watch a video about water, and it's like, oh, the bottling companies are selling this, they're selling water bottles to people in Africa and other places, and they can't afford it while their water is still in poor quality. And so that was my question, and I reviewed it when I came back before I did this video, and to me it wasn't that bad anymore. My heart was thumping because I knew what was going to happen, because there was a loud noise because of the feedback. I was touching the microphone, and it was loud. And he kind of made a joke, but you couldn't really hear that. Something wrong with my camera. Okay. But whatever. I've gone too far. All I can say is, finally, I can check this off my bucket list. I got to see Bill Nye the Science Guy. And I don't know where I think I left it in the kitchen on my last part, but I saw the pamphlets. Yeah, he's a great man. I'm glad that, he was a part of my childhood. It was one of those educational shows during the 90s that I really did like. So this is Sean Don. If you did like this, please subscribe. I have many other ideas. I may do something like this later on, because I'm very interested in this type of things. I was planning on doing some other shit, but there might be an interest in this field as well. I'm trying to separate myself from other vloggers or vloggers. I don't care anymore. But I'm trying to separate myself from them. I'm trying to make this a little more professional, even though my camera sucks monkey dicks. Because it likes to blink at me during playthroughs of video games, and it likes to, try to focus when it shouldn't be. It's like, what the hell? Can you just stay focused the entire time? I don't care if there's something bright. Let it be bright. But there are some stuff, and I know the videos are in poor quality, but I'm releasing it. I'm going to put tabs on the ends, I guess, but how long have I been going through? Jesus Christ. For you guys who have been going through this, you are dedicated people. But yeah, I got a real educational kick out of it. He calls us all, literate college students, trying to make us feel good and everything. He just want to call it. No, I'm not gonna get a song. Okay, I'm done. I'm Sean Dunn. Sean on Sun HD is this channel. This war is going to be coming up. Next week is Russian Attack on Xbox Live Arcade on Mr. Shondon. And Sprint Walker, I shall do an update on that for my prediction of the Final Four and who's going to win in the Elite Eight and who's going to make it to the Final Four. And I guess to update on how shitty my bracket was because of fucking Morehead State, but Texas lost as well. Pittsburgh lost. I didn't think they were going to lose. I thought they were going to lose to Wisconsin, but they lost to Butler of all. No, Butler's Kansas. They lost to someone, I forgot, but at least mine was not as bad as Charles Barkley. His was complete, terrible, utter shit. Because he thought Louisville was going to go to the Elite Eight, but he got that fucked up. But thanks for the few people who are watching. I know I only have like maybe a couple dozen views, but I do hope this does escalate. So for real this time, I'm Sean Dunn. Sayonara.